Welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft, my friends. What is this up here? Is it Aqua or Aqui? I've been reading my comments and there's no consensus. I'm going to call this thing Aqui Town. You know, it sounds kind of fancy. And if you watched the last episode, you'll know that I got distracted over in this area just checking out the stunning, beautiful builds and wishing that I could perhaps be a part of this. Well, my wish has possibly come true. As you can see behind me, there are now some plots here for hermits to get involved. Yes, and I want to get involved. So there are properties for sale, and there is land for sale, and I hope to acquire some land so that I can build my own property and, you know, hopefully complement these incredible builds that are already here. The thing is, though, we've got to contact Scar and figure out a time and a place where we can meet up. That place is probably here, though, right? But yes, hopefully in the future we'll be able to meet up with Scar and get something going over here. And also, you know, I'm in my gardener skin again, right? I have no gardening updates in this area for you, but my shop will have something to do with gardening and especially with flowers. So I want to be prepared. Oh, it's too easy to make the bee puns, right? But what's that just behind me? It's a giant bee and, oh my goodness me, what is going on here? I have no words. There appear to be some giant bumblebees and then a chorus fruit plant that has grown way out of proportion. Way out of proportion. This is insane. Well, that was a bit of a rough landing. That totally shocked me. I was like, really? Really? I was just thinking, imagine being the one to break the block at the bottom. There's actually 3 blocks, though. Luckily for me, there is a store nearby. We might as well restock on this. While it took me a while to find it, I have used 32 Totems of Undying this season. Anyways, what on earth is going on with all of this crazy bee stuff? Check this out. The big bee swarm is coming. HCBBS, all hail the Infinibee. The Infinibee? Well, I kind of naturally approve of all of this. Well, look at this place. This is actually a shop full of free stuff. Welcome to the Hive, home to all your big bee merch. You can get a bee outfit over here. You know, I kind of don't need that. There's some other cool freebies here as well, like bee plushies and a bunch of name tags and other stuff over here. And there were lots of flowers, which reminds me not to get too distracted here because flowers is the name of the game we're playing today. This is just all too perfect, you know. I am the bee, I'm the server's gardener, I'm attracted to flowers. It all makes sense. So we, my friends, are going to open up a flower store in the Aqui area. That is the plan. And so down here at the bone farm, I have been grinding those skeletons for bone meal. And based on the numbers in the tab screen, I think I must have killed around 8,000 of them, as that's as much as my total gone up from a session. And as you can see, we got lots and lots of bone blocks. Also stocked up my shop as well. We're now going to take all of these over to a new location. This is, of course, a place we no longer have access to since the nether portals all got reset. So generally, I just fly off in this direction. And there it is, high up in the sky, our flower farm. But what I find most funny is that in the area, there are like several other flower farms as well. Anyway, we're here to stock this one up, which is a flying machine flower farm. If you didn't see this earlier in the season, well, let me explain. First of all, I came here to stock this thing up, but apparently it's pretty well stocked already, so we're just good to fire up this machine and let it do its thing. So all we got to do is hit the lever, and then the flying machine goes back and forth after the bone meal creates lots and lots of flowers. And this is what I'm thinking of selling. So I'm going to AFK a little bit over here. We're going to stock up on supplies and get ready to build a flower shop in the future. By the way, we also get bone meal back from this farm due to the composters. And it's kind of musical. It freaked me out a moment ago. All of a sudden this just started making noises. And look, quite a lot of bone meal. And that is all being put to use back here at the base because we are, of course, going to make some of the tutul flowers as well. In fact, we've got enough to fill up a shulker box of each of these. And I've pretty much gathered up a shulker box of every other type of flower. Dandelion is an exception here. The one thing I didn't get from our flower farm though is the blue orchids, which of course grow out in the swamp. And so I was thinking, piece of cake, we can just head out to the swamp, right? Because we've got a farm out here in the swamp. No, that was in fact last season that we had a farm in the swamp. This time we have a fish farm at the edge of the swamp, and actually just over there, that is Wells Knight's base. And this is a lot of loud noises. Aha, so super quick, super simple, but like an observer clock here in the middle. Problem is, to turn it off, we want to do that on either side, and then the dispenser down below is actually still being activated, as you can see. So an alternative you might think is to use a piston to disable the clock. Unfortunately, when you reactivate it, it's then going to like double pulse its way around. So now it's running twice as fast as when I manually place this block. So, check it. Normal speed. Retract with a piston, put it back in there, and it's double speed. That is disappointing. But what's not is a few minutes later a full shulker box full of blue orchids. And over here, set up the recycling as well. We can just pop some seeds into here. It'll filter through the composter and make more bone meal for all of these flowers. And this will leave me with just one other flower that we could possibly sell. And that is the Wither Rose. However, I don't have a Wither Rose farm, but I almost have a full shulker box. I don't know how I feel about this one. I built a farm for that last season. Maybe I'll give it a pass this time. And so look at that, we have a mini chest monster of our own. I am all set up in the area. I might not have building materials, but I have my shop supplies. And now we just need a meeting with Scar to figure out where in this area I'm going to be building. But for now it's time to leave this stunning place and take off our robes. A gardener does not wear robes. It's a shirt and apron. Yeah, we need to get back to normal business for the time being. And our previous business, which is the gardens around the castle, I kind of want to wrap up now. And look at this. You can see that some progress here has been made. So I finished off the hanging gardens for now by extending the plants that grow over to these other areas. Details have been added down here just like described. There are little stories. For example, some of the granite is near where we have these structures, and also some of the berry bushes, they like grow at the edges, and then we clump up some different types of shrubbery against the edges, as well as throwing in little grooves in the ground, and also just varying up these step ups so that they're not always just straight lines. We've got different textures in here, trapdoors, and all of that stuff works so well to make this more immersive. And yes, it would appear that I have left some scaffolding here. Let's just take that back. Underneath this one right here, you'll see that some berries have been growing. These are actually mini blockheads. We've got the, I believe it's brain corals and mushroom blocks, and they just look like fruits hanging here, and it's just such a wonderful detail. There is, however, one thing that this area is lacking, and that is a sense of transition between it and the desert. Now, I might be done with the gardens, but I've got plans for that space of desert behind me, so we should see some more integration in the future. As for now, we're going to focus our attention on this space right here. As you can see, some things are underway, but here's a pro tip, okay? Put your shulker boxes right in the middle of where you're building, because then, you know, you won't have to move them out of the way 5 minutes later. My original vision for this little project was just to throw down these reddish colours and have like a foyer area, maybe a fountain in the middle, but brainstorming with my live stream audience over on twitch.tv/Asuma, hit that follow button. Yeah, we came up with this idea to use glazed terracotta, and we were talking about how sometimes gardens have stones and pebbles arranged in them and little bits of art, and we had this fantastic idea to perhaps do something really colourful in this area and just throw down some patterns. Now I don't know if I want to go with actual patterns or just throwing in random blocks like this in between these other ones, but hopefully once the whole thing is done, it'll sort of tell a story where that kind of creativity of grabbing different coloured pebbles and arranging them has been put into this garden here. And so far, well, maybe these weren't the best textures to start with, but there are definitely some patterns here that we can exploit. So initially I was thinking along the lines of random blobs of colour, but I don't think it's actually going to go quite where we want it to. So maybe what we'll do is create more of a path arrangement and find a way to highlight these blocks when they're put into little 2x2s like we have over here. And while I work on that and figure this one out, I want to show you what I've been doing the other side of the aqueduct over there, okay? And to show you, well, I met up with my buddy Impulse earlier. Impulse, my friend, I have summoned thee to the top of a Keralis skyscraper.
Yeah, I didn't know which one you wanted to meet on, but we found each other.
It took a little bit of time to find each other.
It did.
This area is massive.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. I've been hanging out here a little bit, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Building secret bases, I hear.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
No comment.
Well, my dude, you have something I'm after, right? So I've summoned you over here. If you just want to follow me over the edge and fly down towards the castle, okay?
Oh.
I'm going to show you a little monstrosity that I built earlier today.
Uh-oh, a monstrosity, you say, huh?
Yeah. This
What
guy
are
over
we
here.
at? Oh. You got a little brick guardian here. I like that.
He doesn't look right, does he?
Not quite. I mean, it's cute
It's
though.
a bit wide and a bit stout, and hey, I gave it a shot, right? And that thing
Yeah.
turned out. Here is a better idea for adding statues to this area. You see the little silverfish face, right?
Yeah. I like that one.
Nice and grey, blends in, kind of gives you that like Roman architecture feel. Thing
Yeah.
is, I would like some Vindicator, Illager heads for that. They would be perfect for statues, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think that would work better than the silverfish one for sure.
Mm.
And I happen to have sun
You
boots because
do.
I have my raid farm, you know?
That's right. I brought some totems earlier
so-
today.
Oh, good. Excellent. You're probably one of my main customers, I suppose. So you're thinking like these guys, right?
Yeah, this is going to look so
That's
much
just
better
like the
over there.
standard pillager head.
Whew.
Yes. That looks better than the silverfish.
Yes. And slightly
Okay.
evil,
Yeah.
which I'm not sure perfectly fits this area, but dude, if you got some of those heads you could spare for me, that'd be fantastic. I'm thinking
Oh,
of lining
I-
the walls with these things.
Okay, I have plenty. So many, I'm not even going to charge you for them or anything. You can just
For
have
real?
them.
Oh,
For
man,
real.
thank you.
I mean, my pillager farm just spits those out. I usually trash them, so yeah, you can take them.
Oh, thank you,
That
my
looks
dude.
awesome, man.
So yes, to add a little flavour to this area, I wanted to do some statues. And this is really weird. And it's going to go. But that over there with a villager head looks fantastic. I said villager, I meant illager. I was also thinking about vindicator, that's how I said villager. This is how my brain works. So yeah, I'm thinking we'll put another one of those behind the waterfall, then in that space, then behind the waterfall, and then over there. So that is something else I'll take care of and show you in a short while. While Impulse was here though, I introduced him to the race around the base and showed him the way to go through all of these hoops. So hopefully we'll have another contestant pitching in and playing this game. For now though, we have our mosaic garden to check out, and whoa! What is this? It's looking fancy, right? After a while of placing this glazed terracotta, I just kind of realized what you got to do is create a big old pattern using the different colors and blending them all together. And from up here, it looks pretty spectacular, right? Yeah, from far away is the way to see this. When you get up close, it's not quite the same. But I decided to look at some images online, and then that's when it just kind of hit me that these things are usually very colorful, bold, and they cover a lot of floor space. So we kind of needed to make it about how all the different colors could blend together. And let me tell you, this was a lot of fun. It's really great to just challenge yourself sometimes with something unexpected. I had a blast putting these all down together, and of course, there are gazillions of combinations you can lay down glazed terracotta in. And if we get up close, there's all sorts of quirks to the patterns and the way in which I joined the blocks together. You can suss some of them out yourself, but the best thing to do, I think, is to go into a world and make your own patterns. So that is my challenge for you and your survival worlds, right? Get some glazed terracotta, make a floor pattern like this. So earlier in this episode, we discovered that the commercial area had bees all over it, and I approve of bees, and it turned out the Cub fan is the leader of the bees and had a speech to give all of us, which I attended, and I tell you what, it was a lot of fun. So we're going to roll that footage in a moment. And when we're done, I've got an announcement to let you know about. And also, we're going to see some Vindicators in these walls over here. But first of all, my friends, it is very apparent to me that context is required. Otherwise, you just may not have a clue what's going on. This thing has arrived inside of the commercial area, and something is supposed to happen when the countdown reaches 0, which it's close to do. And it would appear that several belief groups have formed around what on earth this thing could be. And there is some initials. Where is it? HCBBS. Everyone is wondering what on earth that stands for.
Greetings, Believers! Welcome to HCBBS, the Hermitcraft Big Bee Swarm, where only days from now we'll see the Big Bee Swarm and the eventual creation of the Infinibee. Praise be. Praise be.
Praise something. Yeah.
Am I in a cult?
Do we have we have non-believers here? What?
That's
I mean,
an opportunity.
I am actually just a bee. So
Oh,
I'm just attracted to this area right now. All the
Okay,
flowers, the
okay,
giant
that's-
bees, you know?
That's good. That's good. You guys might notice there's some giant bees over here. These are so that the Big Bee Swarm has friends on the left side here. And also the chorus flower. That's because the Infinibee is from another dimension, so he needs flowers from another dimension, the chorus flowers.
Has these bees or this chorus flower paid for their land? Just a quick question. I'm just here on behalf of the government.
The bees don't use money. They pay in honey, which brings me to my next point.
Ooh.
For all believers, there is a Big Bee box you can get from this dispenser here. And feel free to come up, press the button, get your stuff. There's a couple fireworks. There's a Big Bee guide.
Oh, I think you're going to be really embarrassed when the Bumbo Baggins Society just takes over. You're just going to be really embarrassed.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. But for free stuff, I'll be a believer.
But we are here today, guys, to dedicate these two banners. So I've prepared a brief speech. Let me just get on up here. Behold, a bountiful bunch of buzzing bees beaming and bouncing beauteously. But the Baron of the Bee beckons its believers, and before long that bounce shall be here. The beloved benefactor of the bees, the Infinibee. The Big Bee Swarm's blissful blessing to us all. Blossoming in the bright, bold lights upon the server, the Infinibee, bestower of boundless glory, brimming with bountiful beauty, will briefly bequeath brilliance upon us, the true believers. Praise be.
Praise be.
Praise be.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate. Thank you, Asuma.
Boo!
Hey, settle down. From the beaches
You have
to our
compete with
bases,
that, Cleo.
from the
I mean,
bamboo to the
that was great.
beacons, we stand barefoot on the brink of a brave balcony befitting of a new beginning beyond which a boundless boulevard begins. The breakthrough of these bees binding begets a brand new blueprint, releasing the blindfold which has blinded us to a beloved new birth. We've brought this bunch of banners today in the belief we may yet bind and broaden the bridge between bees and builders. So let me simply add, it is my very good honor to be with you here today to dedicate these banners to the Infinibee. All hail the Infinibee and praise be!
Praise be.
Oh, wow.
Praise be!
I had no idea that the B section of the dictionary was that big.
It is indeed. It is.
I learned so many
It
new
is
words
indeed.
today.
I'm glad. I hope you all also visit the Hive. There's bee outfits such as the one I'm wearing, and be prepared because the Infinibee is coming.
Now, what's the benefits of joining the Bumbo Big Baggins Society, Cleo? Because this was pretty good. I like this.
Yeah, do
Food
we get
and
to make faces?
chocolate chip
Do we
ice
do
cream?
puzzles with your
Oh.
face on them,
Lots of
Cleo?
food. So much food. You have no idea how much food hobbits eat.
But we have honey. We have honey as a food.
Mmm,
And-
best
and-
food.
Protective Amber. We also have a guide as well, and
And
banners.
you had a really good
Oh.
speech.
We've got Mumbo. No, yeah, Joy the Beans.
Yay! Woo! We did it.
Oh, that was funny.
That was pretty darn cool, right? And I got a free goodie box from that, which I do not mind. There's a whole bunch of interesting stuff inside of here, and a book. Big Bees and You, How to Escape the Infinibee? You don't. That's right. We don't escape the Infinibee. Has Cubfan gone mad, drinking too much of the nectar? Or will there be a giant Infinibee arriving on Hermitcraft? It is yet to be seen, but one thing that I can tell you is that we got another Hermitcraft livestream day planned for the 20th and the 21st of this month. If I've got that wrong, the dates are on the screen. You know the deal. You can head to the website to get links to all of the Hermits where they're streaming. Be sure to pencil that in your calendar. And let's crack on with this episode now. So now that I am back in the Castle Gardens area, I have finished placing down all of my little Vindicator statues. And something that I wanted to show you, I love the crafting system. It's super simple to do stuff sometimes, but what I've been doing is putting the dies in here and shift clicking in the various pieces of leather and shift clicking them out. So once you craft a whole bunch, it's really easy just to kind of get it all together quickly. And yeah, we've got one over there. We got a few of them over here in a row, as you can see. And you know what? They fit in really well. I love that they're in the sort of more run-down area as well. It just gives it a bit of a darker tone. If we come around here, you can see our Derpy Guardian has been ripped out because that thing just did not look right. And I squeezed in a few of them over there, and there was only really room for 2 like this on this spot, but all in all, I think it's ended up looking pretty good. And I guess while we're in this place, of all places, some mementos are in order. And also, apparently, some glass. Yeah, there's some missing here. So to commemorate this little moment, I thought we'd squeeze some of the protective amber into this corner here. There's a light source back there. And to kind of finish it off, we got Cubfan's face to kind of immortalize that moment. It's always tricky to like squeeze it into this build because it just wasn't made for anything else. But this time I think putting the honey blocks in the corner, that works out pretty well. And I was about to say, let's not forget about this either, right? But I had some honey blocks in my inventory. I think I like the honey more. And considering that there are banners of literal honey pots around here, yeah, I think that looks really good now. So you build a bunch of Illager statues, and it's like they know what's going on all of a sudden. They were all crowded up inside of this area a second ago. Yep, this lot just came on marching through. Looks like they're heading inside of the fire station, perhaps. Illager Patrol distractions aside, there is something I wanted to mention. Just a couple of days ago, we got ourselves a new snapshot for 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update. And this one introduced some of the new cave generation, and I gotta say, it's gonna be a massive game changer for Minecraft. And you know, there's still a long way to go with the development of it, but it looks really exciting so far. If you missed the video, if you didn't catch it, there'll be a link to it on the screen. And yeah, make sure you go check this one out. Minecraft in 1.17 will never be the same again. And I guess I'm left with not too much else to say. Let's wrap this one up. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. We'll be moving on from our building project here in the next episode and starting some new projects. I'm looking forward to it. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.